Hello and welcome to Raju Notes channel, your pit stop for weekly current affairs updates. The updates tailor-made for students taking all kinds of competitive exams like UPSC, civils, defense and placement interviews. Please subscribe to the channel and stay updated every Sunday. Indian naval ship INS Kiltan and Royal Malaysian ship KD Lekir undertook multifaceted maritime operations during the sea phase of the exercise Samudra Lakshmana of Vishakhapatnam. Activities undertaken include gunnery firing, seamanship evolution, seaboat, helicopters, and maritime patrol aircraft operations. Sea phase culminated with a traditional steam past, reinforcing the deep engagement between the two navies. India has reiterated its stance on the Israel-Hamas war and stated that India is committed to supporting a two-state solution where the Palestinian people are able to live freely in an independent country, with due regard to the security needs of Israel. India's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ruchira Kamboj, stated. She added that only a two-state solution achieved through direct and meaningful negotiations between both sides on final status issues will deliver an enduring peace. She urged for an immediate de-escalation, abstaining from violence, the release of all hostages, avoiding provocative and escalatory actions, and working towards creating conditions for an early resumption of a direct peace negotiations. France has become the first country in the world to enshrine abortion rights in its constitution. French lawmaker from both houses of the parliament in a special session voted 780 to 72 in favor of the move to amend the constitution. The amendment states that there is a guaranteed freedom to abortion in France. France has a long history of supporting abortion rights. The voluntary ending of pregnancy became legal in France in 1975 with a law named after Simone Weil, the health ministry who supported it. Since the 1980s, the procedure has been covered by France's national healthcare system. AI worm that can steal data and spread malware created by researchers. Researchers have created a AI worm that can steal confidential data, send spam messages, and spread malware. Dubbed as Morris 2, the worm is designated to target generative AI ecosystem through the use of adversarial self-replicating prompts. It basically means you have the ability to perform a new kind of cyber attack, Ben Nasi, the Corontech researchers behind the study, said. What is Chakshu, the government's new SMS and call fraud reporting portal? Government has launched Chakshu, a platform which allows citizens to report suspected fraud communications received over call, SMS or WhatsApp. Example of this fraud involve communications related to KYC update or expiry or impersonating as a government official or relative for sending money, sextortion and disconnection of mobile number by DOT. Chakshu is available on the Sanchar Sathi portal. Indian men's and women's table tennis team qualified for the Olympics for the first time ever. The Indian men's and women's table tennis team has created history as they qualified for Olympics for the first time ever based on their world ranking. The men's team ranked 15th and the women's team ranked 13th, securing quotas based on the latest rankings for March. 16 teams will compete in each of the men's and women's team events at Paris Olympics. Egypt devalues its currency by over 35%. Egypt has hiked interest rates and allowed its currency to weaken over 35% in a devaluation that may pave way for billion more in loans from International Monetary Fund IMF. The pound plunged and crossed 50 per dollar, having traded at about 30.9 for the past year. Egyptian media reported that the new deal with IMF could be signed later on Wednesday this week. The center has extended the ceasefire agreement with two factions of the National Socialist Council of Nagaland (NSCN) for 1 year. Union Home Ministry has informed that the central government and NSCN-K Congo and NSCN-R Reformation have mutually decided to extend the ceasefire agreement with effect from 18th of April 2024 for 1 year to bring about a lasting peace in Nagaland with the involvement of Naga people. The Home Ministry stated that the ceasefire will be subject to adherence to ceasefire ground rules mutually agreed upon and signed by them. The ceasefire ground rules will be subject to mutual review and amendment with the involvement of three parties. Prime Minister Narendra Modi this week presented the first ever National Creators Award at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. The National Creators Award recognizes the talent of the country's creator community. The National Creators Award is an effort to recognize excellence and impact across domains, including storytelling, social changes, advocacy, environmental sustainability, education, and gaming, among others. The award is envisioned as a launchpad for using creativity to drive positive change. A total of 23 winners, including 3 international creators, were awarded. The award will be provided across 20 categories, including the Best Storyteller Award, the Disruptor of the Year, Celebrity Creator of the Year, Green Champion Award, and the Best Creator for Social Change. Union Tribal Affairs Minister Arjun Munda has said that 740 Ekalavya model residential schools will be made functional across the country by 2025-26. Addressing a press conference in Delhi last week, Mr. Munda said that out of these 401 Ekalavya model residential schools have been started. He said that 10,000 teachers have been recruited for these schools and soon 10,000 more teachers will be recruited. Mr. Munda said the Tribal Affairs Ministry has collaborated with Indian Institute of Science Bengaluru to provide skill training to scheduled tribe students in the field of semiconductors. India has been bestowed with the prestigious Measles and Rubella Champion Award for its exemplary effort in combating these diseases. The award was received by the Ambassador Sri Priya Ranganathan on behalf of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare at American Red Cross headquarters in Washington on March 6th. The Health Ministry in a statement said, "This accolade celebrates the country's unwavering commitment to the public health and its outstanding leadership in curbing the spread of these infectious diseases amongst children." The Measles and Rubella partnership comprises a multi-agency planning committee including the American Red Cross, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Global Alliance for Vaccines and Immunization, UNICEF, and World Health Organization. All of these organizations are dedicated to reducing global measles death and preventing rubella illness. And now for the segment where we see the events that unfolded itself this week back in history. 3rd March 2005, Steve Fawcett's circumnavigation of Earth. On this day in 2005, American adventurer Steve Fawcett became the first person to complete a solo, non-stop circumnavigation of the globe without refueling when he landed in Kansas after more than 67 hours in flight. 4th March 1933, inauguration of US President Franklin D. Roosevelt. On this day in 1933, in midst of the Great Depression, Franklin D. Roosevelt was inaugurated as the 32nd US President, and later he led the country out of depression and to victory in World War II. 5th March 1770, Boston Massacre. Harassed by a mob, British troops on this day in 1770 opened fire, killing Crispus Attucks and 4 others in the Boston Massacre, an event that galvanized anti-British feelings in the lead-up to the American Revolution. 6th March 1924, King Tut's tomb opened. On this day in 1924, Egyptian government opened the mummy case of King Tutankhamun, ruler of Egypt in the 14th century BCE, whose burial chamber had been discovered in 1922 by renowned British archaeologist Howard Carter. 7th March 1965, attack on the civil rights protesters in Selma, Alabama. On this day in 1965, state troopers used nightsticks and tear gas to attack American civil rights activists as they crossed a bridge in Selma, Alabama during their attempted march to the state capital in Montgomery. 9th March 1862, Battle of the Monitor and Merrimack. On this day in 1862, during the American Civil War, the ironclads Monitor and Virginia, former Merrimack, battled in the harbor at Hampton Roads, Virginia, making the beginning of the new era of naval warfare. 10th March 1933, opening of Nazis' first concentration camp. On this day in 1933, soon after Adolf Hitler became Chancellor, the first concentration camp in Germany opened at Dachau, where at least 32,000 people would die from disease, malnutrition, physical oppression, and execution.
Well, that's all, friends, for this week's updates. See you soon next Sunday on the same channel. Till then, take care. Bye bye.